Hello.
This meeting is
Oh,
being recorded.
Cool. Can you hear me okay?
yeah, all good. All good.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to share my screen here.
Mhm.
Let me just share the right one. Do-do-do. Okay, so can you see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, in order for us to help you make your first 100,000 in sales in
Mhm.
the next 12 months of launching your Amazon FBA business, there's 4 steps we're going to take here. So first is your initial setup, then it's going to be helping you with product research. Then we're going to help you find the right suppliers for the
Mhm.
products that you've personally researched. And then it's a case of helping you scale your business for the years to come. So when it comes to the 4 steps here, do you have any questions?
To be honest, this is probably a question for more of the long term. Um, so I'm guessing you just plan on running this service indefinitely, that for a few years to come, it will still be active, or is there like any reason
So
why you think it would stop?
So typically, after 1 year of doing this, if you've got into 100,000 in sales, you've pretty much got all the knowledge that you need to like sustain an Amazon FBA business. In
Yeah.
order to scale your business from that point onwards, it's a case of investing more money into stock, so you can sort of like get more sales and a greater return on your investment as you can
Yeah.
negotiate greater discounts with your suppliers.
Okay.
So after a year, the sort of use case behind using our service, it goes down a little bit, but that isn't to
Hmm.
say that you can't continue to use us for the years and years to come. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, our service is designed for people to go from their full-time job to being Amazon FBA business owners. Once they've established themselves, they've got all the skills, the knowledge, the foundation set to do things themselves at that point. And they
Yeah.
don't really need us. It's nice if they want to continue with us. We still do have a benefit to them. But it's a case of once you've gotten to that 100,000 in sales, like getting to that million, it's a lot easier. The sort of vision there, it's a lot clearer, if that's so to
Mm.
speak.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Okay, and before we sort of get into things here, do you have a pad and paper to take notes?
Yeah, I literally was
Yeah.
gonna where it was. I was gonna have to hobble around my room. Uh, uh, yeah, I swear that actually was one thing. It's like, uh, yeah. So yeah,
All good?
yeah, all good, sir.
Okay, cool. So when it comes to your initial setup, we're going to help you set up your wholesale company, your
Yeah.
business bank account, your company website, your company email, and your Amazon seller account. Now,
Mhm.
Jats has broken everything down within our service in a very click-by-click format. So it's a case of click here, click here, click here, then you're done, and then you move on to the next thing. It usually takes less than 48 hours to set everything up correctly if you just follow our instructions. And the
Mhm.
main benefit for you here is when you're talking to suppliers, they're going to respect you. They're going to take you seriously because you're coming across as a legitimate business. So
Yeah.
before we move on here, when it comes to the initial setup, do you have any questions?
No, I think that makes sense. So yeah, that's all good.
Okay, cool. So the next step after this is going to be helping you with product research. So this is where the majority of people fail with Amazon FBA, as I'm sure you're aware with your research, because they
Mm.
spend months pouring thousands of pounds into the wrong products. Now, to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, and to make sure that you succeed and you don't get into a situation where you've got the same sort of product, the same lead as 1,000 other people, you're going to get the 5-point checklist that Jats has built after years and years of doing this. So Jats has refined everything into a very beginner-friendly process so you can research
Yeah.
products at speed. That's the main focus here. So you're going to do this in order to find the hidden gems with a proven sales history from big brands that customers already know, like, and they trust. Now, to make sure you don't invest money into bad products, we're going to minimize your risk by making sure that you fill out a product research form and submitting it to Jats for him to review. He'll give you his feedback, and if he believes you found a winning product, you'll be ready for the next stage, which is going to be sourcing the suppliers for it. So this is what that would look like. So you type in your name here. So Luke, um, you type, I can't even type today. What am I doing? So you type in your name, type in the product link, the product ASIN, and if it meets the 5 checks, and then you submit it. Now either Jats or one of our community leaders, they're going to get back to you within 24 hours to give you that green light. Now they're either going to say, yes, you've got the right product, move on to the next stage, or they're going to say, no, you've got a bad product. These are the reasons why. Don't invest into stock. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Go back to the drawing board. And this
Mhm.
is unlimited, by the way. There's no limit in terms of how many times you can submit a product research form to us. We encourage you to overuse this, especially within the first 14 days of our service, so you can find the right product for you as quickly as possible. So
Okay.
when it comes to the product research side of things, do you have any questions in terms of how that's going to work?
So I find the supplier and the Amazon listing myself, and then I send it on to you, or
So when it comes to the product specifically,
yeah.
we teach you how to find the right thing so you don't get into a position where we just give you leads and you're in a position where it's a race to the bottom. Everyone's just going to offer the lowest price. No one makes any money, and everyone thinks this is like it's a waste of everyone's time. So we teach you how to find the right things personalized to you, given where you live, given your location, given what you might have a baseline interest in, and then from there, once you've gone through the 5-point checklist, you submit the product research form. We give you the green light to make sure that your risk of like investing into products, it's as low as possible. And then from there, once we've given you the green light, you move on to the next stage, which is going to be sourcing the right supplier. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, yeah, I get that, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I think I was just getting ahead of myself in terms of finding where I'd source it from. But I
Yeah,
think,
that's the next stage. So the
yeah,
main
yeah,
focus
sorry,
here,
I was getting
the
ahead.
main focus at this point here is making sure you've nailed down product research. You can research the right products at speed. You don't get you don't get into a position where you're like buying a whole bunch of different softwares and getting this sort of analysis paralysis. There's too many numbers on the screen. You're not taking any action. You're researching products quickly, submitting the form to us, and we give you that guidance, that reassurance that you're looking for, that you've got the right thing, and now's the right time to be moving on to the next step. That's the main
Yeah,
focus here. Is that clear?
okay. Yeah, no, yeah,
Okay, so before we move on, compared to what you've seen before in terms of how other people do product research, how they take care of this sort of part of the process, how does this sort of compare to what you've seen like on the internet so far?
well, I've never seen it. Well, I'll be able to come straight to you guys and ask you about products myself, and especially unlimited as well. So that's definitely intriguing to me.
Okay, cool. And before we move on, do you have any other questions when it comes to product research? You can be as like granular as you want here.
Yeah, and, so when you do the process, what do you look for when you tell us it's going to be a green light or it's going to be bad? What do you look for?
So without getting too technical here,
Yeah,
our main sort of metric is speed. Is the
mm,
product selling quickly? Is there
yeah,
clear demand? And is the supplier, would they be able to fulfill on like a greater level of demand if things take off? So can you
hmm
get a consistent supply and can the product sell quickly? Those are the main two things. Once you've
okay,
established those two things, and once we've like done our sort of due diligence to make sure that you've got those two things in place, then we give you the green light in terms of investing more into stock and negotiating more discounts with your suppliers. That's what we focus on at that point there. Is that clear?
okay, yeah, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Cool. And do you have any other questions before we move on?
No, I think no, you've answered everything. So yeah, it's all good.
Okay, cool. So the next stage after this is going to be finding the right suppliers. So after Jats has given you the green light with the product that you've researched, it's time to get connected with suppliers of that product and build long-term partnerships with them. So the suppliers that most people use, they have no testimonials, they're bad when it comes to communication, they sell on Amazon themselves, so there's a conflict of interest. So say, for example, you find up a supplier requesting a product. If they liked it, they would cut you out and then just list it on Amazon themselves. So there's the obvious conflict of interest there. Also, they're very
Mm.
unclear with their pricing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to help you get partnered with suppliers that are diligent when it comes to communication. They have a fast turnaround time for your shipments. So your customers are going to be happy. You're going to get organic 5-star ratings on Amazon because your customers are happy with the service that they're getting and the product. They have a good reputation in the community and they have strong testimonials. But perhaps the most important thing here, they have a simple pricing and discount threshold for you. So it's going to be easier for you to plan your margins and easier for you to plan how much stock you need for the months and months to come. It's going to be easier for you to forecast, especially during the holiday periods like Q4 coming up. And also they come recommended by other sellers, especially JATs and our other successful students. So when it comes to the types of suppliers we're going to help you get connected with, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I think, yeah, I mean, if it's something that you guys recommend, then other students recommend, then yeah, I'm more than happy.
Okay, cool. Now, to make sure you don't get taken advantage of by any supplier, we're going to give you the exact word-by-word calling and email scripts you need to source, to vet, and to partner with the right supplier. So we give you a checklist of questions you need to ask them, so they understand that you're not a beginner, and they give you that respect. They give you the best rates. So as we mentioned before, um, we're going to tell you what to say on the phone. We're going to tell you what to say through email as you're negotiating with them. So we're going to help you build those sales skills up so you can talk to the right supplier, you can build that relationship with them, and you can get the ball rolling from there. We're also going to give you guidance on how to conduct a test shipment. So we'll help you work out if there's product market fit as quickly and as cheaply as possible. So it's not going to be a case of if you were to join on day one, you're going to be spending at least £1,000 on stock in the very beginning. It doesn't work like that. You spend a fraction of that to establish proof of concept. Once you've done that, then you obviously invest more into stock that's winning, and you cut out any sorts of test shipments that aren't working. So you focus more on the winners. That's what our successful students have done. That's what Jats has done in order to scale their business up. That's how the business model works, conducting test shipments to establish that proof of demand, and then you just go heavy into your winners. So when it comes to sourcing the right suppliers, negotiating with them, conducting test shipments, do you have any questions in terms of how we're going to help you with this?
The test shipment, is that when you send in a small amount of supply?
Yes. So it could be a case of you physically going into Costco after you've done the 5-point checklist and we've given you the green light, going in there, buying maybe 10 to 30 units of an item, taking it home, wrapping it up, arranging a UPS delivery to pick it up from your house, to take it to Amazon's warehouse. Amazon take care of fulfillment. At that point there, you're just looking at the numbers on the screen in terms of, is this selling quickly? If it is, then you've got that that reassurance, that proof of demand, that data, that now is the right time to actually phone suppliers and get the actual bigger minimum order quantity to start scaling your business up higher. And again, we guide you through each and every part of that process. But the reason why we do this is to make sure that your risk is as low as possible, and you're only going to spend money on things that are working. So is that clear to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think definitely helpful with the work by work calling, because that's something for me is that I've never picked up a phone. I mean, I've got one bad experience in my life of that is when I went to a recruitment. These recruitment people, they wanted me to join a company. They asked me to pick up the phone and call someone, and it was an absolute disaster.
No.
So
yeah, I can appreciate that, especially with the sort of like office companies you go into. The training there isn't the best, and it's more of a sink or swim environment. With us, it's the opposite. So before you start making calls, we're going to make sure that you have the right script. You've nailed it down. When you ask questions in terms of the minimum order quantity, the lead time, the quality of the product, the per pallet shipment in and out, you've got all the questions you need, and everything is very systemized, and it comes across as natural. It's rolling off the tongue before you talk to any manufacturer. When you come across with confidence, that's when they're going to be more open to opening up a long-term trade account with you to give you the best rates. And that's what's ultimately going to give you that edge over everyone else that's doing this. So say, for example, the seller circle, everyone else jumping on leads, going into like Costco or Tesco, whatever, you're actually going to be phoning the right suppliers and getting the trade accounts open with them, so you don't have to go and like deal with that headache there. You're doing it the right way. But when it comes to wholesaling, is that clear?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing for me is that I just want to build up these skills, as you say. So definitely,
Absolutely. So before we move on, do you have any questions in terms of suppliers and negotiating and tax shipments?
No, I think that's all clear. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the next stage after this is going to be helping you scale your business for the years to come. So here's where you should be within 90 days if you were to take action. So you'll know how to easily find A-grade products and make at least 20% plus profit margins on them. You'll have fully mastered how to get the right suppliers, and you'll have made a few thousand in sales. So from this point here, it's time to start buying back your time. So we do this by looking at your winning listings and teaching you how to expand your product line. So with Amazon FBA, you can't just rely on one product. The business model doesn't work like that. You constantly have to be researching products, conducting test shipments, and like going heavy on your winners. That's what we're going to teach you how to do, how to expand your profit line, your product line, so to speak, to make sure that your risk is diversified and you're getting consistent revenue every single month. So if one product dies, you've got multiple of there to bring in consistent revenue and profit into your business month by month by month. We're also going to give you the plug and play templates and systems that Jats has built so you can place them into your business so it practically runs itself. So what we mean by this is helping you hire virtual assistants and giving you all the processes you need to source them, to hire them, to train them, so they can take over product research and contacting suppliers. So you can take a step back and operate more as a CEO, making longer term plays. So when it comes to scaling your business, do you have any questions in terms of how that's going to work for you?
No, I mean, I guess in terms of when it comes to the guidance finding suppliers, this is just a joint question, but like that and the plug and play templates, do I just have to get in contact with one of you through the community? Is that something?
That's going to be the next stage here. We'll go through the sort of support we're going to give you when it comes to
Okay.
that specifically. But when it comes to scaling overall, is everything clear to you?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I was getting ahead of myself again. Sorry. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah. But yeah, to address your point there, to make sure you succeed with product research, sourcing, and scaling, you're going to have unlimited access to accountability and support calls. So you fill out a short form, and we work out if the problem that you have is a simple 30-second fix, or if a call is going to be needed. So technically, you could have a call with us every single day if you really wanted to. And just like the unlimited product research forms, we encourage you to overuse this option, especially in the beginning. Why? Because it massively increases the speed in which you're going to get to your first 100,000 in sales. So this is what that would look like. So again, you type in your name, so Luke, you type in your query. I need help with product research and placing the correct pricing. I've tried XYZ method before and got an XYZ result. I'm looking for a detailed game plan. You would submit that, and then within 24 hours, either Jats or one of our community leaders, they would get back to you in either a phone call, or if it's a very technical problem, it's going to be a face-to-face call like this, so we can share each other's screen and we can walk you through whatever issue or bottleneck you're experiencing with your business, so you know exactly what actions you need to take in order to overcome that and just move on to the next stage of your business. And there's
Yeah.
many use cases for this. So as you mentioned before, when it comes to sourcing the right suppliers, so I need help with sourcing the right suppliers for the product I've researched. I would also like a personalized calling script written out for me. I would like a detailed game plan of these two things. I would appreciate if it's as detailed as possible. So again, you can type this in, submit it, and then once you've submitted that, within 24 hours, we'll arrange a time for us to get on the phone, walk
Yeah.
you through everything you need to do, give you all the systems and the scripts that you need for any part of your business. And again, if it was a case of scaling, so I need help with scaling. Can I get a detailed system built out to help me source and vet the right virtual assistant? So once you start making money and scaling, you'd be able to submit this. And still, even if you're making money, even if you do have experience, no matter how granular or like technical your problem is, you can still submit this. And again, this is unlimited. There's no limit in terms of how many times you can submit an accountability or support call. You'd apply for like 10 a day. It might take us a while to like go through each and every query that you do have, but we will go through it to make sure that you're never going to be left to your own devices here, especially in the
Yeah.
first few months as you're like looking to be a brand new business owner for the very first time. So when it comes to the unlimited accountability and support calls, do you have any questions in terms of how that's going to work out for you?
No, I think it's a very good system and process to be fair. So yeah, I think it's clear and yeah, it's good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like I know that I've gone through a few examples here, but how do you see yourself using this part of our service to help you?
Well, yeah, like as you said, if I was having trouble finding the right supplier or anything, then I could come to you and ask for either new scripts or just help in finding a product in the first place or where to go or yeah, just anything, just literally anything.
Yeah, there's like unlimited use cases for this part of our service. This is why a lot of people do sign up with us. It's because no matter how granular your problem is, we can help solve it. This is what it's here for.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite easy as well if you have like questions to just hide from the fact that, hide from that fact completely. But I feel like as someone definitely important to me is I don't just bury my head and it's literally come to you as soon as I have an issue. Like even if I accidentally figure out 30 seconds later, like just still come to you and just see what help I can get and yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, before we move on, do you have any sort of like other questions in terms of how this is going to work out for you?
No, I think that makes sense. Apart from, I suppose the forms that they're just in.
Apart
You
from
might
what?
have touched on this. Sorry, the form. Where do I find the forms? Are they just in the?
Oh yeah, they're within our service. I'll show you how to access
Okay,
them, but it's all in one place.
okay, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, before we move on, would you like me to run you through how a guarantee works again, or are you clear on how that works?
Yeah. No, I think that's clear. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so to give you a visual understanding of how the business model works, once you launch your shipment, it's going to be sold out within 4 to 6 weeks if you follow the exact instructions that we give you. If you follow our systems, if you're clear in terms of getting back to us, booking accountability and support calls as frequently as possible, and just following everything we tell you what to do, within 4 to 6 weeks, your shipment should be sold out. Uh, you'll get a 20 to 35% ROI on that shipment, and the profit's going to be taken out within 2 weeks. And then by then, you're already going to be ready for your next shipment, and you're just constantly in this loop here. This is how the business model works. That's how you're going to scale to your first 100,000 in sales
Hmm.
in 12 months from now. So when it comes to what you're actually going to be doing here and how the business works, is everything clear to you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly run it through just on my head, if that's all good with you.
No worries, I'll make it bigger for you.
Okay, sweet. Just so shipment launch, I suppose that's just sending it into Amazon or
Yeah, so um, shipment launch that so Amazon they have your stock, everything's boxed up, they're
yep,
taking care of fulfillment. So within
hmm
4 to 6 weeks, everything's going to be sold out.
yeah,
So after everything's sold out, in terms of cash on cash returns, you're looking at a 20 to 35% ROI. It
hmm
takes 2 weeks to get everything out again back into your bank
okay,
account.
yeah. Is
And then
that just
by then,
processing?
yeah, so by
Okay.
this point here, so within like what 6 to 8 weeks, you're already going to have your next shipment ready and ready to be taken off to Amazon. And then
Hmm.
that's when, in this point here, you're giving your next batch of shipment to Amazon. And again, you're just in this point here again, where it's the shipment is getting launched, and then again within 4 to 6 weeks it's sold out, ROI achieved, profit taken out, new shipment launch. You're just constantly doing this. This is all you're doing all day, every day.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And in terms of the sort of the way the business model works, is everything clear?
Yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
No, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yes, it is. Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
If you have any questions, like feel free to ask. Like, so is it clear to you?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Let me
Yeah.
be certain. Yes, it is.
Cool. Absolutely. So yeah, that's how we're going to help you go from where you are right now to your first 100,000 in sales within 12 months. Where, as I mentioned before, roughly 20 to 35% of that is going to be profit. That's just based on what our students have achieved with us so far. So if I go to our student result here, 12 days ago, Omar posted this. Now, in the first year of him conducting his business, he was able to make 176,700 pounds in sales in those 12 months. But my question to you is, this period here, in the first sort of 3 months of him doing his business, things were a bit tricky for him. He was learning how to be a new business owner. He was learning how to do product research. He was learning how to contact and negotiate with suppliers.
Mhm.
Do you feel like this period here is something that you are 100% prepared for?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in no rush to sort of. I'm not under any illusion that like tomorrow I'm gonna be selling 100 things a day. So I'm absolutely prepared to, actually learn and take the time to understand and scale and understand what it takes to actually scale the business model and to be successful in it as well. So I don't think that would put me off now.
Okay, and like given all the sort of the way that our service works, all the support that we're going to give you,
Mhm.
do you feel like this is even realistic, by the way?
Yeah, no, I think especially like, if I can put products to you that you guys who have done it for years and years can tell me whether it's good or bad, and then I mean, you have with a whole other process of suppliers and everything else. I think it's definitely achievable. So,
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, Amar, English isn't his first language. So when it
mm,
came to contacting suppliers, like, his English was broken. So if someone like him can do it and overcome that, like, you shouldn't have much of a problem here. I'm just being straight
yeah,
up with you. Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah, I think it's just about developing those skills for me, really. And
absolutely. And also to give you some more sort of like results here, here's Camelia. Again, like English isn't her first language. She had a husband, she's an immigrant. She had other commitments outside of Amazon FBA, but she was able to put in at least 2 hours a day into this. especially in the beginning. As you saw before, the beginning period is a bit tough as you're still learning how to do this. But this jump here was as a result of us making sure she found the right product, she got the right supply, was able to negotiate with them properly, and then we gave her that confidence, that reassurance that now is the right time to invest more into stock and really be aggressive with your business. And as you can see here, since the start of the year, so January, there has been a month where she's made less than 12,000 in sales. So when it comes to Community's results, is everything clear to you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And do you have any questions in terms of like how this would work for you personally?
Not at the moment. I think yes, it's looking all good at the moment. Yeah.
Not at the moment?
No, at the moment it's looking all good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so you're looking at two outcomes then after getting started with us. Either you put in the work, you follow exactly what we say, and for some reason you don't hit 100,000 in sales within 12 months, and then we just give you a refund. Or you put in the work, you follow exactly what we say, and you hit at least 100,000 in sales, where 20 to 35,000 pounds off that is going to be profit in year one of your Amazon FBA business. So when it comes to the two potential outcomes here, is everything clear to you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think successful to me is I want to put as much work in as I can because I want to hold myself accountable. But I just like any profit, like I know it says 20 to 35,000 there, which looks fantastic, but really like any profit in the first year, just additional income would
Yeah.
just be like amazing for me.
And just to reiterate this again, in year one, like this is all going back into the business. So you can create the successful foundations for year two, three, and four, where you can start taking things out and like run your business on maintenance mode, where it's a case of
Yeah.
you spending maybe like 10 hours a week max on your business, and then
Mm.
it still pays you a really good sort of amount every single month. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, so before we move on, are you clear then on how the two sort of outcomes are looking here then?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, before we get into the investment required here, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being how about no, and 10 being shut up and take my money, where do you feel like you lie between 1 and 10 specifically?
I feel like I'm around the 8, 9 area at the
8,
moment.
9? Okay, cool. And what has you at say 8 or 9 out of 10 then?
I mean, everything described so far is clear. I think, I mean, it looks like you get a lot of support from you guys, which is exactly what I was looking for and something that I thought, well, I definitely need to accelerate any knowledge. Um, I think the only, 1 or 2 point would have been, oh, it's a lot of money than the 995, or I think it's 995, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, the 995. But I think to be honest, the more we speak about it, like, the more it makes sense and it seems like a worthwhile investment to me. So so yeah, that's why 8, 9 as well. I'd say closer to 9 now.
Okay, no worries. But like if we like took the funds aside for a moment here, in terms of our service, in terms of making sure that you can succeed with this, are you still at a 9 or would that be a 10?
Oh, in terms of looking like it can succeed, then absolutely a 10. Like
Okay.
I feel, yeah. I mean, not to lick arts or anything, but like it seems you offer quite a lot of support and stuff. It's definitely I feel like something that I could benefit from and something that I would need. So.
Absolutely, no worries. So, before we get into the numbers here, do you feel like I've missed anything out that you need to know in order to make a decision?
The only thing I wanted to quickly speak about was the yeah, I mean you might go over it, but the calls that you say you have like one call a week on Thursday, I think, around 9, 10.
Yes.
Is that just everyone gets together and
Yeah, that's the group coaching call. So
okay.
this is what that would look like. So within our service, so as I mentioned before, everything's in one place. So the product feedback form, the one-on-one accountability call, you would go here to calendar, and it's at 5:30
Hmm.
p.m. on a Thursday. That's a
Yeah.
1 hour call led by Jats, one of our community leaders. They go through and troubleshoot every single like attendee sort of like questions, anyone that asks questions on that call. So you get to learn from other people's mistakes and other people's
Yeah.
issues. And also you would get access to all the previous coaching calls we've done. So you will be able to see all the way Jats has troubleshooted everyone else's problems before. So like this is what that would look like. So like these are typically what the calls look like. People join and then Jats just troubleshoots everyone's problems. So there's a community aspect here and you can sort of build relationships with people. They do keep you accountable as well. And like this is what ultimately like spurs you on when things are like going a bit tough. That's the reason
Hmm.
why like once you see people are going through the same thing and they've overcome it, it gives you that confidence that you can achieve that as well. So
Mhm.
you would get access to like all the previous calls here. We do go a little bit technical. So once you've gone through the video curriculum, it would then make sense to go through this. So it's a case of like troubleshooting FBA strategies and 5 months for turnovers, private label versus wholesale, selling strategies and competition, finding suppliers and trademarks for Amazon FBA business, like everything everything that most people have asked before, like it's been
Yeah.
troubleshooted before, and you would be able to learn from everyone else's sort of mistakes and their bottlenecks. So if you were just to go through like one video a day, for the next like few months, like you turn into an expert in Amazon FBA very quickly.
Mhm.
So you would get access to this as well. But yeah, other than that, do you have any other questions before we get into the numbers here?
So I assume this Amazon something you do yourself.
Uh, so I've joined the service to help new people join. That's why Jat's hired me. Because we
Okay.
do get a lot of people going through our YouTube content.
Yeah.
What we found is that a lot of people, they like this. They romanticize about the idea of being a business owner. But when
Mhm.
it comes down to it, they don't want the smoke. So that's why we do have these calls
Yeah.
to make sure we just filter out all the people that shouldn't be doing this to the people that should be doing this. So that's why Jat
Yeah.
has hired me. Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna ask. It's only just 'cause I was gonna ask, like, what do you feel like barriers to entry? Like, obviously they're a lot higher now than they were a couple of years ago.
Thing is, like,
Or
it was saturated when Jat started. It was saturated before Jat started. It was saturated. It's saturated today, and it's going to be saturated in 5 years from now, and 10 years from now.
Mhm.
If there's saturation, that means money's there. That means there's proof of concept there. That means people are making money there, and it's just a case
Mhm.
of you working harder than everyone else to
Mhm.
succeed with this. So,
Okay.
does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that was the thing is just sort of thinking about the barriers to entry for this compared to other things like what is there. But no, I think yeah, still something I'm definitely more than interested in. So it's not gonna prevent me from or put me down. So
Absolutely. So, I mean, like in terms of like the sort of the saturation, just to like help you visualize this. If it was saturated, I mean, like Umar, he wouldn't have made like 30,000 in sales in July. He wouldn't have made like
mm,
over 20K in sales in August, in September. Like he wouldn't
yeah,
have got this if like it was like 100% saturated today and no one's making any money. So there
yeah,
is like clear proof of concept there. And again, when it comes to community results, she wouldn't have made like nearly 20,000 in sales in August, like
mm,
approaching like at least 12,000 in sales in September if this was like 100% saturated and no one was making any money.
mm.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, all good. Yeah,
Okay, cool. So yeah, it says the call's going to enter in 6 minutes. So um, I'm going to end the call there again. I don't know why Zoom does this. I'm going to sort this out.
yeah,
But yeah,
no.
just rejoin the call with the same link.
Okay, sweet, no worries.